Dear viewers, good morning from L3RN Channel studio. My name is Nicola and this is my colleague Teuta.
Hello from me as well and welcome to our new episode. Today we are presenting two new guests. In the studio with us will be the LEORON's head advisor of the Learning and Development Department, Kliment Grozdanoski. And later in our Zoom call will be the expert trainer Mohammad El Medawar.
Clement and Mohammad are performing in the training industry for quite a long time. They will share with us a wide range of ideas on how to analyze people behaviors in companies using data. Clement, welcome to our show. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Nicola. Good morning. Pleasure to be here with you today. Thanks for inviting me to your show.
It's our pleasure. Clement, you've been with LEORON Institute for 7 years now, working in the training field and supporting your clients with training needs. When was the first time you noticed that you have interest in people analytics?
Yes, true, Teuta. I have been working with LEORON over 7 years now, working in several different functions, including training and development, learning and development, learning management systems, etc. But it was only about recently, I think 2 or 3 years ago, when I got myself engaged into people analytics as a topic. This was when I started working on one of our projects that we had. It was a strategic workforce planning project that we worked with for a company in the Middle East. It was a power utility company, and it was then when I realized the power of data and how we can use the power of data to manage people in organizations.
Tell us, Clement, in your own words, how would you describe people analytics?
People analytics is a practice. It's an approach towards managing people at work by using data. It is a long process of collecting information, storing information, and disseminating this information to derive insights, how we can manage employees better, and how we can also achieve critical business outcomes. So this is in short what people analytics is about. Often companies are confusing the people analytics with HR analytics, which is quite a different topic. The difference is in HR information systems, we have the data that's being derived from the HR information systems themselves, such as employee average salaries, average age, education, ethnicity, and some other attributes that are related with employees themselves. While in people analytics, we take a much broader scope and we take into account other data sources, such as finance data, customer service data, CRM data, transactional data, etc. So the approach is quite different, and the whole process, the whole journey takes a bit longer time. There are a lot of use cases where this people analytics has been shown to be effective, such as learning how to improve the overall employee experience within the organizations, learning what key delighters are there for the employees, what makes them happy, and how they can use this data to perform better. So this, in short, is what the people analytics is about. It's a emerging methodology, emerging approach, and as we have in the marketing departments, as we have the marketing analytics as a tool these days, which recreated, revolutionized the way how we look at marketing. People analytics tends to revolutionize the way how the HR departments work in organizations, turning them from more operational partner to more strategic partner on the business. So this is what, in short, is data, people analytics about.
Clement, how do people analytics evolve during and after the pandemic?
When the COVID pandemic struck, a lot of the companies had to reinvent the wheel, and they had to reorganize and mobilize their existing resources. Some companies tend to do it much better and much faster, some tend to do it much slower. During the pandemic, we faced a lot of challenges in the HR departments, such as employee burnout, longer working hours, flexible mode of work from the employees, overall employee motivation, etc. So the challenges were quite higher with regards to the employee experience in general within the organization. I would not say that the COVID pandemic changed the way how we look at people analytics, but it only propelled the way how the people analytics is used as a discipline in organizations. I would highlight 2 major changes that happened during the pandemic. The biggest change that happened with the people analytics was repurposing of the whole people analytics, the context of the people analytics. Who would use this data? Who would use the findings from the people analytics projects? Who is it intended for? Before the pandemic, these people analytics findings were more process-oriented. They were more oriented towards how to improve business processes, such as recruitment process, hiring process, performance review processes, etc. While during the pandemic, we witnessed that the repurposing of people analytics was oriented toward the employees themselves. What's in it for me? The employees were asking, what's in it for us? How we can make, how we can perform better, how we can be more motivated with your projects. So this is what changed during the pandemic, the world context in the people analytics. Another key point that I mentioned that pushed people analytics to be executives' top priority is the availability of data these days. It's the data flow these days that we are getting with different collaboration softwares and tools that we are using throughout our daily work, such as the information from Microsoft Teams, information from Asana, Google Workspace, and many other collaboration softwares. This data can go far beyond than what we have in our HR systems, which is the demographic data for the employees, such as age, salaries, and sick leaves or something else. And they can show us how the organization is performing, how the organization is collaborating inside. So basically to show us the human social network. Now we can analyze how one employee and how often one employee is communicating to another employee in the organization. How many emails do they exchange throughout one day? How many phone calls do they make within one day? This information can help us analyze some other items in the organization, like identify key people who we cannot afford to lose within company, but also to show us the overall health in the organization, which is quite important. So, but again, this is tapping into another, a more advanced field in the people analytics called relational analytics. And this is what most of the companies are striving to achieve these days, to analyze the internal human social network within their organization.
Tell us, Clement, more, what are the challenges that companies face in producing results with analytics?
Yeah, of course, there are a lot of challenges and a lot of work to be done in this topic, especially with the analytics becoming a mainstream today. And this is not only a case with the HR departments, but the data analytics is part of other functional areas, such as finance, marketing, sales, and other predictive analytics areas that the numbers can help the businesses to perform better. In the recent surveys of some of the major consulting houses like McKinsey, Deloitte, and many others, it's being reported that despite the huge ambitions for companies to employ people analytics projects, to engage with people analytics projects, they often experience disappointing results. I was reading in a survey from McKinsey, out of the whole analytics projects, only 9% of the project has seen the light of the day, delivered the desired results. And this, of course, can be attributed to a lot of challenges that HR departments are facing when starting engaging with people analytics projects. I have highlighted a few challenges for you today. So beside the regular ones that are technology, availability of hardware and software resources, there is also a main reason highlighted in these researches is the lack of talent. There is, as you know, there is also a high demand of data scientists, data analysts, as I mentioned, throughout different functional areas. So not always these people decide to engage themselves in people analytic projects. They find maybe other projects more attractive and more convenient for their work. So this is one of the areas. Additionally, the process of onboarding existing employees, HR people, within and equip them with people analytic skills can be expensive and a long operation. So it requires also the experience within the learning and development. Another challenge will be also a big challenge in this regard will be building up the business case for people analytics. Often HR departments find difficulties to sell the idea to executives and to build up a proper business case and scenario, how the people analytics can help the organization perform better and become healthier with their employees. And this is, I believe, due to the fact that often the people analytics projects are way too ambitious. They start taking into the account the organization as a whole. So our recommendation with anybody who starts with people analytics projects would be to start small, iterate along the way. Start by taking 2 steps forward, then reiterating the decisions made, take a step backward, and take some lessons learned. Once the findings of these smaller projects are present and they are presented to the executives, then the probability of onboarding these executives within the idea of people analytics is much higher, rather than just focusing on a large-scale project at beginning.
With your knowledge area and as a part of LEORON, is there a way you can support your clients with people analytics transformation projects?
Yes, there is. I'm excited to share with your viewers and subscribers to the show that soon we will be launching a new program under our flagship learning and development programs. This will be a People Analytics Transformation Program. We are soon about to finalize this program and launch it for our audiences. This program will be aimed for organizations who want to start on their transformation, their People Analytics Transformation journey, and start making more data-driven decisions and help businesses grow. I would like to stress out that this is not only a technology and technical-oriented program, but rather behind any successful people analytics projects, there are numerous other ingredients for success that beside technology, and some of those are knowledge about operating models, knowledge about data governance and compliance, data ethics, how we're going to store the data, how we're going to store the information, and how this information will be shared with our audiences. Besides this, there is also a key point that we aim to train with our People Analytics Transformation Program is training the data translation capabilities. By data translation capabilities, I'm referring to the people, to the data translators, the people who will be acting as a bridge between the business itself, the business executives themselves, and the data scientists. People who will be able to translate the strategic objectives into more analytical questions and more analytical assignments to the data scientists. These people need to be equipped with many other skills than just data literacy. I'm talking about teamwork, I'm talking about communication skills, presentation and storytelling skills, project management, agile management methodology, change management to act as a change agents, etc., etc. So this product is more than just a data science class, and we'll definitely keep you updated, you and your viewers, as soon as we launch this program. And meanwhile, you can, if somebody else from your viewers and audiences has any questions, they can reach out anytime for more information before we launch.
Clement, thank you so much for sharing these valuable insights.
Thank you.
And now we are connecting to our second guest over Zoom, Mr. Mohammad El Medawar. He is a Microsoft certified trainer, expert training professional and consultant, and a speaker with more than 10 years of experience in the information technology field. His areas of expertise are data analysis and visualization, artificial intelligence, machine learning, infographics, mobile app development, accompanied by broad international exposure spanning across diverse cultural groups with MENA and Asia. Mr. Mohammad, welcome to our show.
Hello, welcome. How are you today?
We are good, thank you. How are you today?
I'm very good. Thank you for asking, and congratulations for this channel.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you.
Mohammad, you have quite a rich and extensive biography. When did you first start to take interest in data analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning?
Okay, so actually machine learning and artificial intelligence is not something new for me. Since I was doing my master's degree, I was studying artificial intelligence. But when it comes to data analysis, I started enjoying it more when I started delivering the training courses on data analysis, because I started seeing real data and real examples. And I started feeling how a simple decision that we take when doing the data analysis can affect the whole company. Sometimes a simple decision that we can take can reduce the cost that they have, for example, or they can help them hire someone in a better position. So this is when I started enjoying it.
Mohammad, have you noticed any changes in this field pre and post-COVID?
Yes, definitely. To be very honest with you, people before the pandemic, before Corona, they weren't really aware about the importance of data and the importance of technology, after all. But after the Corona, everyone started using Zoom, at least Microsoft Teams and all these tools. So apart from Teams and Zoom and all these tools, people also started being aware of the importance of the data and the importance of artificial intelligence and how we can utilize it in our businesses in order to take better decisions.
How can data, artificial intelligence, or machine learning help companies analyze people behaviors? What are the main benefits?
Okay, that's a good question. Let me give you a very simple example, and it's a funny one, by the way. So, for example, I need to ask you a question. If you are a hairdresser and you need to open in any street or in any city, so maybe if we are not into artificial intelligence, we may choose a random city or a random street to open in. But if we are people who are interested or we know in artificial intelligence, we can start using cameras, and these cameras, they start analyzing the behavior of the people and their looks. So, for example, if I notice that most of the people that they pass in this street are females, for example, so probably this is not a good decision for me to open a shop for hairdresser for male, let's say, in the street. So this is one of the examples how we can use artificial intelligence and how it can help companies. So now to talk more about companies, for example, they can start utilizing also these cameras in order to understand, for example, the behavior of their employees, how their employees or how their customers are satisfied or not. Instead of filling a survey to tell them, for example, from 1 to 5, how satisfied we are, we can understand from their face expressions. Let me give you also one more example. Let's suppose we are a company and we are receiving phone calls. How can we analyze whether our customers are happy or not? For us as a human being, we can know that this person is satisfied from his tonality, from the way he's talking, from the speed or from the volume of his speech. Now we can utilize artificial intelligence to do exactly the same job and understand whether we are happy, whether we are satisfied with the service or not.
Can you recommend any tools that our viewers can leverage within their own organizations?
Yes, definitely. There are plenty of tools, and one of them is definitely Microsoft Power BI. Since I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, then definitely they can use Microsoft Power BI. It's a very simple tool. You can just connect your data, whether it is online or offline. You can connect it to Power BI, and you can easily analyze any data just simply by dragging and dropping. And from my experience, because I'm not new to delivering courses in Power BI and especially with LEORON, so I've taught this course for many people who are very beginners in Power BI. And trust me, within only a couple of days, within 1 or 2 days, they were able to create professional dashboards and analyze their data. And the most of all, they can extract business decisions out of this data.
Do tools vary from one industry to another?
Oh, yes, actually, definitely, yes. Let me give you a simple example. If you have a hospital, then definitely the tools that they are using are different from, for example, a circuit or a Formula One circuit, or someone who is interested more into engineering. So for me as a trainer, whenever I go to companies, the first thing I do is usually ask them about their duties, what they do usually in real life, and what are the objectives of this training course? Why do they need to take it? What are the things that they need to improve, or what are the problems that they are facing? And based on it, I can start recommending some tools. I can tell them, for example, use this tool instead of this one. This one is easier for you. Or sometimes I tell them, use the other tool because it's much more advanced, but it gives you the result that you need. So this is why we have to understand what are their objectives.
Mohammad, and how does Power BI help companies transform and organize their data?
Okay, simply because as we have mentioned before, because Power BI is a very simple tool, yet it's a very powerful tool at the same time. Because it's a simple tool, it will help them, of course, transform and organize their data. Let me give you a very simple example. The moment you open Power BI, it's a quite simple tool. It will tell you from where you need to get your data, which is importing your data. So that's number one. So here you can connect it to Google Forms. You can connect it to SurveyMonkey. You can connect it to your own servers online. You can connect it to an offline Excel sheet, for example. After you connect your data, you have the opportunity to clean your data. Because sometimes whenever we collect our data, sometimes we don't collect clean data. And whenever we have any mistake in our data, it will lead to wrong decisions. So in Power BI, in a very simple way, you are able to clean your data. After cleaning your data, you reach the last phase, which is analyzing and visualizing your data. So you are able to create a chart, you are able to create infographics, you are able to plot your data on a map, for example, which will give you the ultimate objective or benefit from this tool.
Tell us, Mohammed, what are some of the issues that companies deal with when analyzing data, and what would you advise be to support them?
Yes, definitely. The biggest problem that they face is whenever they analyze the data, is whenever they have unclean data, which is dirty data if you want. So let me give you a very simple example. Let's suppose we have a university and we and we have the grades, for example. So the grades are between 0 and 100. Let's suppose by mistake, we entered a grade that is, instead of 100, it's 1,000. So this 1,000 will modify the whole average and will modify the whole result. So if the normal average is, for example, below 50 or around 50, whenever we have a grade of 1,000, it will be very near 100, let's say. So this is a complete mistake that companies do. So that's my advice for them. Whenever you need to collect data, make sure that you can apply as much restrictions as you can. You can try to narrow down all the answers, for example, or you can apply some data validations. Like, for example, if you have a number, make sure the number is between a certain number and another number. If you have, for example, a text, make sure that this text has a certain number of characters and it doesn't exceed another number of characters. Also, make sure whenever you are collecting data, make sure the fields are required, because any missing or any empty field in our data, it will also make a problem for us because we have to replace it or fill it with something else, and sometimes it may not be very accurate.
Thank you so much, Clement and Mohammed. It was a pleasure to have you today. You gave our audience very valuable insights from your industry. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today and staying until the end.
We hope we answered many questions from the field of data analytics learning. While if you want to hear other topics and ideas from our experts, please let us know and we will try to cover them in our next episodes. Until next time, stay tuned.